welcome to another episode of the Empowered Half Hour. And I'm bringing you my fitness, health, and lifestyle coach, Mel Vogel. Mel, thank you for joining the show.
Oh my God, thank you so much for having me on.
And I say mine because we met in podcasting land and I fell in love with her and was like, can you kick my ass? I want to hire you. And I need to stop sitting 10 to 12 hours a day. And we'll get into all of that. But she said, sure, I'd love to kick your ass. And she has. And it's been great.
Oh, it's been so fun to watch you on this journey. You have no idea.
Yeah. And the funny part about it too. So, I want to also let you guys know that she's the podcast host of the Bomb Life podcast. And it is a good podcast. So yeah, please do tune into her, listeners. I love her. And I want to share my love for Mel with you. So funny story is we actually recorded a long time ago.
It was a long time ago now, wasn't it?
Because I hadn't even started working with you yet.
Yeah.
So I think it was like February or something. And here we are recording in August.
Yes, you're right. It was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Out of all the 100, I think I'm at like 100 episodes that I've recorded over the last 3 years, and it's the only one that never uploaded.
Yeah, which I think we're both like, no, we need to trust the process. This is how it was meant to be.
And was like, okay. And so now I'm so excited to interview you because I have witnessed the transformation.
Oh my God. I still can't get over your photos from yesterday or 2 days ago. Whenever I did like the side by side, I was like, oh.
It's really incredible. So audience, y'all, I've only been working with Mel for 5 months and you can validate everything that I'm saying, but I literally hired her and I said, I just care about health and vitality. Like I can tell you're into all that stuff. I can tell you're going to hold me accountable and I just need to start moving. I am sitting 10 to 12 hours a day. I have this crazy life where I'm working 2 full-time jobs. I'm a mom of 4 and I just listed all the things and you started shaking your head like you're doing now. And you're like, yeah, you need some help. And so anyway, the kind of comical piece about it too is she's like, we signed all the paperwork. I'm like, okay, you're my coach. And she's like, how much weight do you want to lose? I'm like, what? I don't even care about losing weight. Like, seriously, I just want to get moving again. Well, fast forward, I think I'm down 13 pounds. 14 pounds. I don't know. It's significant. And that's why she was mentioning the pictures. Like, it's significant enough that I've had to buy new clothes and that, my side-by-sides are telling.
Yes. It's so funny because so many people either go into it and they're like, I want to lose this amount of weight. And then other people go into it and they're like, no, I just need to like change and clean up things. And I'm like, either way, you're going to get results and progress mentally, physically, like emotionally, all the things in ways you didn't even expect or were like, no, that's like not even a big deal. So it's always funny to see like what people have in their head of like, this is what I want to go into. This is what I want. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, you want to lose 30 pounds? Awesome. But have you ever thought about like the whole identity shift that you're going to have too with that? And they're like, no. And other people are like, just help me move and like be healthier, And I'm like, do you have an idea how much weight you're going to lose and body fat percentage? And they're like, no.
Yeah, that's what I was like, what? What kind of magic words are you saying to me? That was really cool. So I know I went in straight into like working together and stuff like that, but why don't you tell the audience a little bit about your background and what you do, just so they're oriented, and then we'll get chatting some more.
Yeah. My background, believe it or not, is in social work. And everyone thinks, oh, it must be exercise science or, mechanics. Or I'm like, no, not at all, which I actually love. And I know that that's the path that I was meant to be on. And I started while I was in college and stuff and starting this. I have been teaching like fitness classes and doing this since I was 15. And they used to literally tell me, don't tell anyone your age. They're like, shh. Yeah, I started working at a gym and then they were like, you should really try classes and stuff. And I did it. And they're like, you have a really good 8 count. And they taught me a little bit more. And they're like, your classes are packed. Would you like to become certified and teach here? And I'm like, I'm not 18. I'm like, okay. And everyone just loved me. And this is really cool. And I loved how it made people feel when they left. Because the people that come to the classes, they were like the people that were like corporate, burned out. They're like, this is my only time to move my body. I like helping these people. This is cool. Their day went from, oh my God, I haven't moved, to I feel like I can rule the world. And that's what like launched it. And I'm so glad that I have the background of social work and working with people and groups and how to change the mind and patterns and habits and behavior with my workout background. It's like the perfect combination. And most trainers are like, oh, they did their fit, they have their Fit Pro card and they're certified nutrition and, they have all these credentials with health and fitness. I'm like, yeah, but you're missing the mindset piece. You're
Yeah.
missing the piece where you have to like really
And that is the
reprogram.
hardest. I mean, with me too, like I'm such A type personality,
Mm-hmm.
and we've had to do a lot of mindset work for me. Even being a coach, I'm like, I know I'm in a shame
Oh, I
cycle, but I can't help it.
know. But coaches need coaches. Like,
Coaches need coaches.
doctors need doctors, trainers need trainers. That's completely true. And we need someone else to see when we're stuck in this. We're like, I know this isn't serving me. I know this isn't the best like thing that I should be doing right now. I'm fully aware of it, but I don't know how to get out. And we do, especially with like high achieving people like yourself. We are so good at what we do and we like just keep going and we push through. And then there's this whole part of us on the wayside that's like, oh God, I hope no one sees me from the chest down on Zoom. I hope no one, what cover up can I tie around my waist? What outfit can I wear to, not
Yeah,
show
like
what's
hide
going
and
on?
tuck and
Mm-hmm.
all of that
And
familiar.
you're so fabulous in every area of your life. You're such a badass. And I'm like, everything needs to match. You need to be a badass in that area and you deserve the badass rockin' body too.
I'm digging it. It's like coming in, and then I'm naturally curvy too, so it's like all
And you don't want
fluctuating
to
and the
lose that. You don't want to lose your natural curve. People pay a lot of money for what you got going on.
yeah, it's just like, bring it in, bring
How do we
it
enhance that?
in. Yeah, exactly. So tell me, it sounds like the passion for what you do was kind of like born through seeing those results early
hmm
on, but how did you get to the point of being the Mel you are today?
That came through motherhood and my career and honestly failing and hitting rock bottom.
Damn, I
Like
think that's everybody's story who's like now like dedicated to their work. It's
for
like, yeah,
real.
I really actually hit the floor. So
Yeah, yeah, I couldn't get any lower than my basement floor, like literally on cement is where my story started. But that's what makes people different. The people that are successful and they make it, because everyone fails. Everyone has rock bottom moments. And then there's
that's
some people that let those rock bottom moments keep them there and they stay stuck. And then the
agreed.
people that thrive are the ones that are like, no, I'm going to learn from this. I had after motherhood and having 3 kids and really like kind of losing myself in that. And I knew all the things. That's what was so frustrating. It's like, I know what to eat. I know how to work out. And after every single child, your body changes so much too, and your career changes and your
Yeah.
marriage and everything just changes so much. And you're like trying to just shove like this circle peg, into a square hole. And you're like, why won't this work for me? This works for me when I was 20. Why won't it work now? We changed big time, physically, mentally,
You've
emotionally,
helped
our
me really
hormones.
understand that too. It's like early on, I had mentioned that I played soccer competitively, and I'm like, I used to be an athlete, and you're like, don't do that to yourself. She's still in there, but
Yes.
you're aged, you've had kids, you're in perimenopause. Like, there's all this shit going on.
Yeah.
So,
And we have to
that's
like take all of that into consideration when we're doing this and we don't. And we're just like, nope, I just need to work out more. I need to eat and you need to like tell me what to do. And
yeah.
there's so
This
much.
what when I played competitive, this is what I was doing when I was
Yeah.
20 years old. Well, guess what? I'm 46.
hmm Yeah. Completely different life. And it was like literally at that moment after my last baby, I don't know, she was probably like 1. And I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm going to do it now. Like, this is okay. So I'm going to do P90X and Insanity. And I'm going to do those and just kill myself, just doing it. And I was on my basement floor in like plank and I was doing mountain climbers where you like run your knees into your
Oh,
chest.
yes, I'm familiar.
hmm My stomach at that point in my life was so big just because I had fat. I had the fupa. It was hitting the top of my thighs. And at that moment, I was like, what is that? And then I was like, oh my God, that
That's
is my
my
stomach.
stomach.
What? And I just lost it. I was crying. I just sat there and was like, who am I? This is just my life now. I don't know who I am. This is what I'm gonna be. And I was just sobbing. And then I gave myself my pity party. And then I was like, what are you going to do with this? Because you are not alone. You know how many other women have had this same exact experience and they're like, I don't know what to do. And they're not a trainer. They're not a coach. And it still happened to you. And that was the breaking moment where I'm like, I am going to figure this out because this is not a death sentence to me in my body and my mind. Like, I'm going to figure this out. And then that's how I created like my one-on-one coaching and my program. But I literally trained myself for like 7 years before I even like launched anything. And I learned what mindset pieces have to work. What type of accountability does someone really need to change the path
That's
that
the
they're
part
on.
that I love working with you. It's just like, even though like we probably Voxer maybe a total of like 5 to 10 minutes a day, but it's just enough to like
Yes.
keep my head in the game. And when I am like having a meltdown, like you're there for me.
And that's okay. And that's okay. But we think like, no, I'm mom, or I'm the CEO of this, or I run this. Like, I should have my shit together. And it's like, no, we don't. None of us do. But some of us need that hand holding and just that repetitive daily thing. And I always have to tell my clients too, like, it's gonna seem at some time, like at some point throughout this, like it's really stupid that I'm like, hey, good morning. What's your game plan today? And it's just every single freaking day. And I'm like, I know it's going to seem dumb. And some of my clients are like, I don't have a game plan yet. And I'm like, you will. One day you will, because you're going to know I'm asking. And while we're going through that process, the brain is making new connections of like, oh, I wake up, this is what I do. Oh, I wake up, this is what I do. And over time, that's what happens and that's what changes. And that's hard to do on your own.
It is so hard to do on your own. I mean, I know I wouldn't be where I am without you. And I'm not just saying that. It's like we team.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for it because guess what? The physical side, I'm losing weight. But what I came to you for was the vitality and the energy. And I had pain in my body from sitting for 10, 12 hours a day because I work so damn much. And my joint pain's gone. My energy is up. My mood, for the most part, is stabilized. Maybe not the past 2 weeks.
But that's life.
That is life.
And I always remind you too of like, yeah, this sucks right now, like whatever, what you're going through, and like, let's work through it and breathe. Sometimes we just need the days to breathe, but like, think about where would you be, honestly, like what would be the old you right now? Where would you be right now if you hadn't made a choice to like get help and move forward?
Choice, I probably would be, honestly, I would have probably crossed over the 200 mark in weight because of the stress. I mean, you've been with me for 5 months and unfortunately, whatever, you go through what you go through. So it's like whatever the universe hands, I take. But it has been a relatively stressful 5 months since we've been working together. It's not like I've been easy breezy, like, you know, going through life without any bumps. I definitely have had my fair share. So old Becca would have, well, not been working out. I would have been doing my yoga 2 or 3 times a week, but that's just really like for my own sanity. I would have been eating Skittles and sweet tarts like a mofo. Those salt and vinegar chips would be on like restock on my shelf. And I think in the whole time, so when I first met Mel, she was like, what are you eating? And I'm like, well, not good. And she was like, let me just hear like the last 3 days. And I'm like, well, last night I had a burger and fries. For lunch, I ate a pack of sweet tarts. And like,
That's so true. Oh my God.
You're like, oh my God. With everything I've gone through, I think I would have just had the same habits, but potentially like with the cortisol levels going up on some of these weeks, you know, may even double down on that versus double down on my plan, which is high protein. And we're keeping it simple too. That's one of the things I want you to talk to the listeners about is that lifestyle changes don't have to be hard. They just need to be consistent, right? Like you got to stuff like saying to me, high protein. Like I know that I need to eat 90 to 100 grams of protein a day. I know that I got to do at least 4 workouts a week.
Right.
I know that in addition to that, I need to walk 3 to 4 days a week because I sit so damn much. And if I do those things, I will feel good.
Yes.
And so, and those feel really manageable, right? It's like you're not giving me, and yes, there's room to sometimes when I have more energy and bandwidth, we go into macros more and things like that, but you try to keep it simple with me. So I guess not to go on so much about what's happening with me, but I'd love for you to share with the audience how things can be like simple like that. And it doesn't have to be so stressful.
I know. No. And people get so overwhelmed. And again, that's why I coach and the way I do it. It's like such baby steps, one thing at a time, little. And everything that you listed, like the walking, high protein, working out so many times a week. It's like,
oh, and electrolytes. Ooh, that one.
Electrolytes is a big one. But like those things are so simple. And I'm sure everyone listening or hearing this, look at that. Look at that. She's got them. It's so simple. And like we could ask like ChatGPT and be like, hey, what do I need to do to change? And those are the things that it's going to tell you. You can look up anything, you know, on the internet now, and it's going to tell you like those are the basic things to change. Like we know this, But when you start that, it does seem very overwhelming, you know, because especially when you're busy, you're like, I don't have time to walk today, but you got to find time and make it. But that consistency and just doing those simple things, like make a list of like 4 things, like 4 simple things that you can change, that will rock your world alone. And people think like, no, I need like this big game plan to follow, or I need like these
Yes,
really
that's what
cool
I thought too.
workouts.
And I was like, this is going to be so stressful. And you're like, no, we're just going to chunk it down. It's
Mhm.
going to be fun.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be. But if you put those things on repeat, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, oh my God. Oh my God. But we like to make things so complicated,
Yeah.
and we want now. It's not our fault that we live in an instant gratification world. We want to swipe and we want results. We want to order and we want it to show up. And it's messed with our head, with our body.
I would agree with that a lot,
It
actually.
has really, I mean, like being able to see this in live, you know, real time with my clients and people that I talk to and everything, everyone wants it like now. And I'm like, God, that is not how it works.
And that's not even nice to your body. I mean, first of all, it's not even, there's no magic wand, but it's not nice to your body. What I have found, and I don't know if you see this in your other clients that really like follow through and keep going, but it's been nice to support my nervous system, like to do it in a
Yes.
way that encourages like a softness and like a healing. And I don't know, it's almost like I'm loving myself. And I'm
Hmm.
not, there's not a vibe to it where I'm torturing myself. I mean, sometimes I curse you at the gym, but that's a different story. But overall, I find it a very nourishing process. So I don't know if you want to talk about that at all, what you see in your other clients, but
Oh, yeah. You are like spot on. And workout becomes a very much, it's like a form of punishment, right? Like, oh, I ate that. So I need, and I think I've even probably boxered that to you a few
oh
times
yeah.
of like, we're not going to go to the gym today because of what you did yesterday. We're not punishing yourself. And a lot of people, especially women, do that. And it becomes like this, oh, I did this or I drank over the weekend. So now I got to do this. And then you leave that, you lose that love aspect for yourself. And we don't look at exercise as like, oh my God, I get to. You know, my mom has Parkinson's disease. And over the last 10 years, honestly, almost 20 years now, I've just watched her just deteriorate. And I see that and I use that too to be like, I am so lucky to be able to do what I do. My mom would give anything to physically be able to do what I can do. And when you shift that mindset too, it's like, oh yeah, I can find an hour to go to the gym. Like you have that taken away from you one moment and you're like, oh my God, I'd give anything. I'd give anything to have that back.
Yeah, that's a really healthy way to look at it. I mean, the fact that most of us are healthy and able
Hmm.
and still just have all these excuses in the way, it's kind of sad. And I'm happy I found you, and I'm happy I found my way back to health and vitality because I feel so much better.
Yeah. Well, and you
And it is
deserve
a gift.
it. Yeah, you totally deserve it and you're worth it. You are just like so amazing at what you do. Like I don't even think you see or you know like how much I know right? We're like, no, I just do what I do. I
I
show
just do
up. This
what
is
I
my job.
do.
No, you are freaking amazing. You are literally powerful and your body and muscle like deserve to match all of that. And that's what's really cool is to be able to see that finally coming out and to see that worth in like both levels of your life, all levels of your life start to level out. And yes, there will be bad days. This is life. This is not perfect. And a lot of the stuff that gets thrown at us, it's not in our control. We can't control like what work threw at us today or, you know, someone getting sick in our family or, you know, whatever life happens. It's and kids, I mean, not even mentioning being a mom, we have no control when our kid's phone call comes in and we're like, oh God, well, there goes a day of work because now I gotta go deal with this.
Yeah, and they have a 101 fever now. I'm off for 2 days. Like
Exactly.
stuff like that.
Exactly. But yeah, seeing your worth come out and level up in all areas of your life, it's like the coolest thing. It's the best part about being a trainer. And it's also the worst part because people will quit before payday. And I see their magic and their power before they do. And I'm like, no,
Not
oh,
yet. Don't do it.
oh, what are you doing? And that happens more often than, you know, the
Yeah,
latter.
because I
And
think it comes back to this instant gratification thing that you were
yeah.
talking about. Even, even in my world where I'm not touching the fitness as much, but I'm doing a lot of the mental, emotional, and spiritual reprogramming to get people back
Yep.
on track. And guess what? It's not an overnight event. It's constant reconditioning. And quite
Mm-hmm.
frankly, most transformations, most of my stuff I do in a rapid transformation container of 10 weeks, but then I let them off on their own with support. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I normally see, if they stay consistent, the whole process is like 2 years to really
Oh, yeah,
embody
I agree.
and make that change. And for those that stay committed, I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
changes the whole trajectory of their life.
Well, and even if you think of it this way, like that's still pretty miraculous because you're unprogramming and undoing, if someone's 40, literally 40 years worth of programming and shifting identity and dispelling these like myths and beliefs that we make up in our head and separating fact from fiction. 2 years is pretty outstanding.
Yeah, it is.
That's pretty amazing. And if I tell people, I'm like, it's going to take you a good year. It's going to take you a good year to really shift into a new body and a new mind and really show up at the gym. And like, you're not going to let things get in your way and stuff. Plan on a good 12 months. And some people are like, well, how long did it take you? And I'm like, if I'm being honest, at least 6 years for me to get to where I'm at with my muscle and my mind and consistency and like learning. And they're like, whoa. I'm like, so yeah, I'm here to put you on the fast track, but it can't be 2-month fast track. That's not realistic.
Yeah, it's not. And I want to use that as like, now that you've been doing this for a while, what do you see? What's an aha that's up for you right now? Or would you say lesson learned, whatever path you want to take that you think would impact the audience the most? Let's share some Melissa wisdom.
The lesson learned. Okay,
There's
so
many.
there really is. And it's funny too, because I train men and women, and it's very different for both. And you have to be very careful of what you say you want and like what you're after. And I've learned I really have to guide people through that, because everyone's going to say, oh, I want the body. I want to be in a bikini. I want to weigh this much. And I really want all this. Okay, great. And then we go after it and they realize what that really takes. They're suddenly not willing to do the work. Like what they want doesn't match what they're willing to do. And that's okay. That's okay. So I've really learned you have to guide people and help them be like, what do you truly want? And how much are you truly willing to put into it? That has to match. And when women say, I've learned this, no, I want you to be hard on me. And I always ask people, if you remember, I ask on a scale of 1 to 10.
How hard can I be on you? I'm like 8.
I've learned that when especially women are like, I'm a 7, I'm an 8, I'm a 9, take it down 2 notches.
That's hilarious.
Take it down 2 notches.
Actually, so don't yell at me.
and that's okay. And that's come with learning, but we are like very yes. And then when reality hits and we're like in it, they're like, no, I can't. And so having someone guide you with that is like extremely helpful. And I don't think people realize that either, because then when we're like, no, I said an 8 and I have to be an 8, but I can't do the work as an 8, all the shame and guilt hits us.
Yes.
And shame and guilt, it will paralyze a woman.
It's the lowest like emotional vibration in the human emotion scales. It's bad news. It's not worth it. And that's one of the reasons too, when I initially said to you, like, I wanted to focus on health and vitality, when you told me I'd lose weight, I was like, I'm going to do what? But one of the reasons I didn't say weight loss wasn't because I wasn't naive. I knew that I could benefit from losing weight, but I had spent so much time in like programs like Weight Watchers or bad diets and stuff. I stay committed. I get the weight off. And then as soon as I stop, old habits creep back in. I gained more weight than when I originally started. And then there's this whole food and or shame and guilt aspect to food.
Yes.
And I just didn't want to do that to myself again, but I knew I needed a new way of going about things. And I think that's what, I'll let you rip on that in a second, but like, I think that's what was so refreshing about working with you, is that it felt like that new way I felt like I'm approaching life in a way that is refueling me, and not in a way that's like, I ate over 23 points today, I'm going to be fat. So I don't know, say whatever you want, but that's, what I've experienced.
Yeah. And you have been so successful and you do really good. And then if there's a down, we work together and pull you out, because your mind has been open to it from the beginning. And if there's one thing that people are going to take away, I hope there's a lot, but it's that mind and being open to succeeding and to failing and to learning and to getting it right some days. And then some days you get it wrong. Like to be open and know that all of that is lessons, all of that. And that new way of thinking just right there will be a game changer.
I got the goosebumps.
Seriously. That is the game changer. And when you have failed months, most people like to just take that failed month, crumble it up and throw it in the trash. They're like, well, that didn't work. And I'm like, no, I'm like diving into the trash to grab the crumbled up paper and I'm like smoothing it out. What was this data? Let's read. Why did you gain 2 pounds this month? And they're like, don't pay attention to it. I'm like, no. We need to pay attention to that because that's information that tells us what didn't work.
Right.
That's a whole new way of thinking. And whereas like other programs, they're great. I think they get a lot of people started and stuff, but they don't take what didn't work. It's like, okay, new month, let's try again. Now let's try this many points or let's try this many macros.
Yeah, there's always like this aspect of maybe I didn't do it right, or there's always a starting over. It doesn't feel like it's habitually like building into the lifestyle, right? So.
Yeah. And lifestyle that takes, you got to really pay attention to that. Like, I don't think I have 2 clients that are alike. There's many people that are like alike in their job and stuff like that, but everyone's situation is so freaking different.
Then we're wired differently too, as far as how we respond to life and its events.
Yeah. But everyone thinks that they all just need the same thing. I think it's so funny that person A is so different than person B, but they're both telling me the same thing. Like, I just need, and I'm like, no, you don't. Let's dive into your mental health. Let's dive into your relationship. How's your sex life? Because that plays a role. Yeah, that plays a role.
Because what's going on, right? You need to know those things.
Oh, absolutely.
And, I know we're already at 30 minutes and I knew it was going to fly by and I do need to start wrapping up soon, but I do want to tell you something that I think you'll find is comical. So you could tell that Mel and I have a good rapport. I would say we're pretty intuitive with each other, like through our messages and stuff. It's like, we almost know I almost know what she's thinking. She almost knows what I'm doing, which is really weird.
I love how you worded that.
Because this weekend, because I have the Voxer, I always have your Voxer on. I have most of my stuff silenced because my phone's going off all the time.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts. So, but I keep the Voxer on. And when I was misbehaving this past weekend, because I did, guys, I'm just letting you know, I'm being accountable.
I'm going to misbehave this weekend.
Yeah, life. And I was like, I want that chocolate cake. I don't care. But I was literally eating the chocolate cake and it was like, boop, boop. My husband started laughing. He's like, how does she always know when you're doing something? I'm like, I am not messaging her back right now. I'm like, I gotta at least let this digest.
Oh, you left me on red. As the kids say, you left her on red.
I left you on red. I was like, no, she knows. I just think it's funny.
That is too funny. And I connect on a level with my clients and they all say, they're like, how did you know? And I'm like, I don't know. I just knew I needed to box you right now. Yeah. I just knew something was up. And they're like, oh my God, I'm in the pantry crying right now, eating Oreos. And I'm like, I knew it. I knew it.
Not the only one. Okay, good.
Oh no, you are not the only one. I'm like, put them down and back away slowly. Go grab some tissue. And then go grab ice packs out of your freezer and let's calm your central nervous system.
Oh my God. When you told me, yeah, I had the ice packs last week too. You're like, go get the ice packs. I'm like, okay.
Cold brings it down just for a minute to like process and realize like, oh my God, I am standing in my pantry eating the marshmallows from the campfire last weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how did I get here? It's okay. Just back away. So, well, I want to do 2 things next. One is I always like to ask the guests to share an empowering message with the listeners. So that can be whatever you want it to be. And then when you're done with that, if you could share how they can follow you, how they can connect with you, if they're interested in coaching, like all the things.
Oh God, mine is that to like learn your worth and your value. And once you do that, once you see like, no, I'm worth this hour to go to the gym and lift weights. I'm worth saying no to this, or I'm better than alcohol. Man, when you know your worth, you become unstoppable. Nothing can get in your way at all. And you don't care. You develop this like shield over yourself. And no matter what words come at you from other people, what situation you're in, you're like, no, I'm good. I'm good. It's like this magic force. But that's the problem, is that people don't see and know their worth. They don't spend time on that, especially on their fitness journey, because they're like, I'm on the elliptical and I'm going to punish myself for doing all this. And it's like, not, oh my God, I love myself. I'm so good. Look how fast I'm going. Look at the level I'm at right now. Oh my God. Like we're missing that.
It is such a different, like internal message to ourselves.
Learn that. And you will hit every goal you've ever wanted to hit. But accountability and support along that way of learning it is really important. So You can find me at It's Melissa Vogel, like everywhere on Instagram. It's Melissa Vogel, TikTok, my website. It's Melissa Vogel Fitness. So I'm everywhere by It's Melissa Vogel and the Bomb Life podcast.
Awesome. Well, it was a pleasure having you again.
Again.
And hopefully the podcast uploads and we get to share this beautiful interview with the world.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on. You're amazing. And it's a blessing to have you in my circle.
Yeah, same.